our water drainage issue. The saga continues. So last year we stuck in a drainage pipe here, but it kind of got stuck in this area here because we couldn't go any lower here with the machine because there's septic pipes coming through. There is some water when it's going high enough that goes through there, and now I'm feeling like it might be a little bit of a waste, but we've got water pooling here, so it's not getting beyond here or beyond back there. So we're going to make a little trench that connects into the trench we started to keep water away from the house. So as you can see in front of our woodshed, there's water that pools here, and we discovered that when we tried to pull cooter out of here. It was kind of bogged in, so we're gonna take care of this and we'll show you the process as we go. We also got our Big O laying out on the ground here, so for another project in a little bit, because we have all this water draining through the front of the yard. And I thought we were doing well over here, but it seems to be leaking out the sides a little bit. So because this is kind of full of water, so we're going to dig down a little bit and get that done. So
anyways, so what we've done over here on the drainage section, this little bit over here, there's drainage coming down from above between ours and the neighbor's yard. And then I had a Big O drainage pipe all the way in here, but right about here it starts to go uphill ever so slightly. So this here was basically a wasted time. So I pulled the entire thing back and cut it off there, and then I'm going to put a 90 in and run it all the way down the center of the property to Miriam's dry creek bed. We've got enough Big O to fill the spot, and it should work out pretty good. She's just filling in the gravel where the old pipe was, and it's all uphill when you're hauling gravel.
we gotta put these blocks back.
Had the wheelbarrow, did a couple loads, and I'm good for now. So we've got to put the blocks back together and just around our fire pit. And then once the drainage is all dug, I'm probably going to be going down at least a foot, maybe a little bit deeper at the start to get it a good slope for the drainage. But going under the driveway, I can't go really too much deeper because there is drainage from the house to the septic field, which runs straight across from the corner of the cabin, roughly to those rocks there where that little lantern is. That's our septic tank there. So just got to be leery of that when I'm digging the hole or digging the trench. And it'll all work out fine. And this thing is draining pretty quick. And I think we're pretty much done for the day. The dogs want to go inside. They've been giving me the hound dog eyes for a good half hour, 45 minutes. Like, I want to go inside. It's really windy out here. The wind has subsided a little bit, but the rain clouds are moving on in. And we're supposed to get probably about a day and a half of straight rain. And then a little bit of snow on the end of that. So this is it for the outside of the cabin for now, for another week or week and a half. And then when things dry out a little bit more, we'll move on to the next job.
A few months ago we came up with the how to fix our drainage issue back here. So we got this drain pipe and we have to dig a hole. first we need to finish the house projects. This is not top priority, but in the meantime, here we are, beginning of April, and everything is drying out. So you can see there's not a pool of water sitting down there anymore, and we don't have a steady stream. So this will be all set up and ready for next summer. We'll show you the finished product and what it looks like. Right now our side lawn and back there is a bit of a disaster. We may need to get some more of this rock that we've been using. It's just drain rock, nice and big. Looks great. If it's settled down, the lawnmower doesn't seem to catch it, so I'm gonna have to rough up, I think, our path here because the mud kind of came through. When you own a house, the work never ends. We'd like to, it'll become less. So it'll just be maintaining things once we get it to where we would like it. So, and down here for this project, because, and I'm just puttering on this, because there's like a bare patch here, I decided to widen this area. I've got a edging in. I was contemplating doing something else, and then I remembered we bought the edging, and I had measured it all out. So I've got some seed left over from when we did the side lawn. I'm going to put some of this dirt, rake it down, pat it down. I've already put some seed in the other day, but this is really kind of rocky and gross. So I'm going to add some of this topsoil here, and we're going to rake it out, and hopefully this patch of lawn will come in a little bit nicer. From here, in front of our Dry Creek bed, not bread, can't seem to say that word, because we're going to be digging down to cover up this, so this hose is actually in the ground. We're going to dig down a little bit more and have it run out into the Dry Creek bed, which is dry right now. And then, so I'm going to put another piece of edging or something to go along here, probably on the other side. Right, we had a lot of water gathering here, so I made a little ditch. Me and my ditches, I can't handle it when the water is just everywhere. I control that stuff, which is a bit of a problem here in the Kootenays. And there is a reason why it's called Kokanee Springs. There's a lot of water around here. And it all comes from the back. A lot of it comes from the back as it comes down the mountain. There's a lot of really low spots and dips in the forest there. Also a lot of trees that have fallen over. If I didn't plan for edging, I was thinking of doing like those landscape ties along here, and then I realized, oh, I already bought the stuff, so I'm doing that, kind of like what I did over here. So yes, the ongoing outdoor landscaping thing. Wrigley doesn't know that eventually that's going to be all gravel. So I will have an area that I mow where the soil bag is sitting, and then this area in here. This is so uneven. I guess we could try and even it out. This is kind of a still under negotiation, shall we say. Anyways, I'm gonna get to work, and when I get all this stuff done and we see some progress as far as drainage and that sort of thing, we will share that with you too. All right, so we've been busy out here, and we're finishing up. We've been working on that siding over there, which will be done by the time this airs. But I just wanted to show you what the progress we're making on our drainage ditch. So this outside yard. Yesterday I dug up to, well, about there. Right where my shadow is. And I need to go a little deeper there. But over here, I can put some rock on top of that and bury it so that it doesn't move anymore. Yesterday when I was digging things out, the green corner piece got came detached. So yeah, we're gonna get this work on this and see how much I can do. My body's a little sore, and I think I'm gonna be losing this hoodie very soon. It's beautiful out here. Where's the sun? Oh, it's right there. What time of day is it? Look at the sun. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna continue working on those. Show you my progress by the end of the day. All right, been at it for I think a couple hours. I'm not really sure. Anyway, so I filled this in with rock, maybe a little bit more in that low spot right in front of those cement blocks, and then a little bit more by that cement block. So this was 2 3/4 wheelbarrows full, and the gravel is downhill from here. I'm trying to kill myself here. So I've got this first section of pipe all the way in, and now I'm working on where the next section will go. And I kind of stopped by the heat pump. I'm gonna dump this dirt over in the far corner. We're not leaving the dirt here because we're filling it in with gravel, and this whole section from this ditch to the house will be rock. So I'm gonna put some landscaping fabric down so we don't have, well, as many weeds. Let's face it, sometimes it just comes through or around or whatever it does, it shows up. But my body is telling me, you're done. For today, you're done. Anyways, I'm gonna go dump this wheelbarrow. So I've had 2 wheelbarrows of dirt and mud that I've dug out here, and I'm just gonna clear some of this stuff out of the way so that the water can drain. So yeah, we've had several dry days here, and we're still getting tons of water from out back. Anyways, we're going to pack it in for the day and do a little more tomorrow. Progress report on this trench. I've been out here for a little while. Wheelbarrow's full. I can't move it. Oh goodness. When Brent gets home, that'll be a little present for him. Anyway, so I've got a little more of the Big O in the trench. It's down far enough that it's draining, I hope, and the trench will be, or the Big O will be covered up. So I think that's deep enough, and the water's still flowing down. It's kind of getting stuck at this end. There's just not much water anymore. So I just kind of loosened up the ground here, and where the shovel is, that's as far as I can go, because the rest of this is rock that we filled in here. There's no way I'm getting the shovel through there. So that's gonna be Brent's job. When we get an empty wheelbarrow, I'll pick up this 6-foot section, and then Brent will have to take care of what goes across the driveway, and hopefully I can dig out what's that last little bit that's gonna dig down into the dry creek bed. And I'm just noticing, here we are, end of April, well, almost the end of April, and the grass is starting to grow like crazy. So we had lots of rain, and now we've had a few days of sunshine, and this grass is just growing. I might give it another day or so and then pull out the lawnmower and at least cut this section, so it doesn't get too scraggly. There's a few spots where there was a lot of water sitting that I'm a little concerned. Maybe we'll put some grass builder or something like that there. Anyways, that's the progress thus far on the trench, and I hope this really works, because I'm hoping next year we don't have nearly as much water that we can see. I'm sure there'll be just as much water coming down, but yeah. All right, so that's the progress report on that, and it is to be continued.
Well, good morning, everyone. Nice, bright, sunshiny day here in the Kootenays. Thought I'd give you an idea of what we're doing here, the latest of the larger projects, I guess. has to do with drainage. In the back of our property here, we've got our septic field. And basically just the other side of that pile of brush is the property, the edge of the property. So a little bit of a hump here. So any water that's coming in starts from the, settles in the septic field, or settles there, and then it starts running towards the cabin. So what we did, yeah, the sun's bright, isn't it? We've got a ditch that runs, or a small trench runs down between our properties and the neighbors. And that's always got lots of water going through it whenever there's a heavy rain. What I tried to do was I bought a Big O, which is a 4-inch drainage pipe with the sock around it so it stops dirt from getting in. I ran it basically from that other wood pile, the other side of the shed there, all the way in front of these logs here, all the way to join up with this. The problem with that, right at this point, about 15 feet before the property line, it comes up a little bit. So I had the Big O entrenched in this gravel here, and right about this point here, it comes up just a little bit. So not good for drainage. So I basically pulled out this entire section here and started running it down straight to where you see Wrigley eating the grass. So this has filled up, and as soon as I opened up this drainage here, everything drained. And I've got the downspout running into it as well. So it basically just runs all the way along here, and you can see where it's not buried quite yet. We just need a little bit more drain rock to put on top of that, and that will alleviate any drainage issues, because this used to be a little bit of a lake back here, and it was running towards the cabin, which I have drainage set up for that, but it was also, some of it was running this way, so we trenched it this way. And I figured, well, if we've got this trenched in already, I may as well just join it up here, and it can run this way. It'll keep this section back here dry, and then up here it drains all the way to the top of Miriam's Dry Creek bed. Right here. And straight in the middle of this is the drainage pipe from the foundation of the cabin. Runs straight out here under these rocks right here. So we've got all of our drainage coming through here, runs down the Dry Creek bed and to the ditch, which all flows down across the golf course. And everything is in place. I just have to cover it up now with a little bit of gravel. And then after that, that's pretty much all the major jobs that we have to do, aside from sanding the upper 2/3 of the cabin. But that's another job. So that's it for now. I'll talk to you later. So we
got it on record, not Zoom or slow-mo or something like that.
What do you say? I can see the counter going.
I think you're doing okay.
Wow. You hear that, Miriam? I'm doing okay.